You've got your own virtual assistant business and you're living your best life. Everything is awesome. And then suddenly you can't stop thinking, but what about taxes? Stick around because I brought my accountant in to drop some knowledge. And by the end of this video, you'll have the answers and tax tips you need as a virtual assistant. Plus, at the end of this video, I'll tell you how to get a free list of tax deductible business expenses you can claim on your taxes and potentially save hundreds of dollars. I'm Lauren Golden here with a new episode of Free Mama TV, showing moms like you how to start and run a successful freelancing business from home. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new episode of Free Mama TV right here every Tuesday. Working for yourself is awesome. You finally have the freedom to do what you want. But with great power comes great responsibility. And one of your responsibilities as a business owner is paying taxes. This is a scary topic for a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be. That's why I'm super excited to introduce you to a very special guest today on Free Mama TV, my accountant, the amazing Megan Hernandez. Megan is a highly skilled accountant who is passionate about helping new and established business owners save on their taxes and plan for financial growth. She has over a decade of experience running the numbers for loads of companies, and she's here today to help us make sense of all things tax and money related in business. Welcome to Free Mama TV, Megan.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Okay, so Megan, what's the first thing you tell people to do when they tell you they've started a business?
Yeah, so the first thing that I like to tell people is to make sure and keep a record of everything that you spend in your business, even if that is just writing it down on paper. But it actually is very helpful to go ahead and get an accounting software from the start, such as QuickBooks or Wave apps or something like that.
Okay, so it sounds like I might have some expenses coming up in my business before I'm actually earning money. Do I have to pay taxes if I haven't yet made a profit?
So that's a very good question. And I like that you worded it like, do I have to? Because that is how a lot of people come to me. The thing that I like to tell them is you actually get to count up to $5,000 in tax deductible expenses that qualify as expenses. So what those are a little bit more tricky, but the benefit is you get a huge tax credit, maybe even before you've made a dime.
Wow. So what actually counts as a recognized business expense?
So there's so many things that you can count. You can actually count your website, you can count business cards, things like a paper and pen, things like that. But there's actually, for most of us, you can count a large portion of home office expenses. And actually at the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you how you can get my free list and even more business expenses you can claim as tax deduction.
Okay, so that's amazing. So once I start earning money, how much should I actually plan to set aside for taxes?
So the fun answer to this is it depends. I usually suggest putting about 15% aside in a savings account just to play it on the safe side, but the number can actually range between 10 to 30%. And this actually depends a lot on some personal factors, such if you're single or married, if you have dependents, if you send your children to daycare, things like that that are like normally personal tax credits. A lot of those come into play directly to what your business is going to owe as well.
Got it. So is there a difference in how you file your taxes if you choose to be a sole proprietor versus an LLC?
So there is actually not a difference at all. The only difference between a sole proprietorship and an LLC is legal benefits. From a tax perspective, they are seen the exact same.
Interesting. Okay, Megan. So talk to me about quarterly taxes. If I have a business, is that automatically something that I have to do?
So eventually it will become something that you have to do every year. A lot of people don't have to worry about it in their very first year. So it's another one of those fun answers that it depends. They usually say that if you're gonna owe up to $1,000 in taxes, and again, this is considering personal factors and business, that you need to make those payments quarterly. The tricky part is figuring out if you are gonna owe that $1,000 or more. And actually something that you should keep in mind is if you have decided that you need to pay the quarterly taxes and you don't, you could be assessed a penalty fee.
Okay, so one of the questions I hear a lot, and I'm sure you get all the time as well, is once I'm making money, are there any rules about how or how much I can pay myself from my business.
Well, and again, mostly here today, we're talking about sole proprietorships and single member LLCs. And if that's the case for you, if you're one of those two business entities, there's not really any rules surrounding this as far as how much, how often, or different ways that you can do it. A lot of people are scared to touch that money, but it actually doesn't affect your tax situation at all. The only thing you need to worry about avoiding is certain electronic payment systems to pay yourself. And this is across business altogether. So it would be paying out other people as well. But things like Zelle, the Cash App, or different electronic apps like that, PayPal Personal, PayPal Friends and Family, that would be one to avoid as well. But other than that, you can pay yourself every penny out of your business if you need to.
Wow. So that to me is really interesting, because that's something I coach a lot of free mamas on, is they're kind of not looking for the easy way, but when you're getting started, it's hard to feel like you have expenses. When you make money, you feel like you want to keep it. And so sometimes I see people kind of going this personal route or looking for these loopholes rather than getting set up on a business platform initially. What would you say to those people?
Well, one thing I'd say is don't try to look for a way to get around those extra bank fees, payment processing fees. Those fees actually do get to count as deductions for your business. And it's kind of widespread across businesses in general. It's just kind of an accepted expense that you have to pay. And it's really not that much. It's only about 2.9 to 3% per transaction, which I know can add up. It's something you kind of have to plan into your pricing and your fees that you charge. But the reason I say to avoid like Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, Friends and Family is because it is against the terms of use for those platforms. And you don't want them holding your money or charging you any fees themselves, because it's against the rules.
Absolutely. Wow. Megan, thank you so much for coming on to talk to us today. Where can people find you if they want to learn more?
Yeah, so I actually have a Facebook group I would love for you guys to join. It's called Online Entrepreneur Connection. It's a great place to learn more about finance and tax tips along the way. And I also don't want to forget to let you know about that tax deductible expense list that I have for you. There should be a link right below for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, guys.
You heard it, Mama. Stop worrying about your taxes and start taking action. You can find the link to that fabulous list of business deductions below this video. Also, if you want to join a community of mamas just like you, I have a Facebook group where thousands of mamas come together for support and action-taking tips and motivation. As always, if you liked this video, please let me and Megan know by liking it below, subscribe, and share it with your fellow mamas. And comment below with hashtag I am a free mama if this video helped you save on taxes. This is gonna be really awkward, so I'm sorry in advance. Just look like I'm normal, like. But I don't know, maybe you don't want to answer that. All the bloopers where I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, now that, okay. Do you mind just sitting there and smiling? That sounds
sure
cool, but okay. Going rogue, sorry. Time out. Oh, I think it was, dang it. The cat is crying. You can probably hear him. Tax deduct. Hey, do we want to do like a virtual high five? Are you on this side or this side? Does that look like we're high fiving?
You're on my left, yeah. There's a huge number that can include.
Okay, hopefully that's all good.